Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy. I am a makeup artist in Nashville, Tennessee, and I post beauty related videos twice a week on a good week. I'm pretty much, on a good week. Most of the time I do twice a week. I am super excited for this video for a few different reasons. I haven't filmed in almost 2 weeks. I just got back yesterday from Honduras. Thank you to all the kind words that you posted on my pictures that I posted on Instagram. I really appreciate all y'all's prayers. It was a phenomenal trip, as it is every year, and I'm already counting down the days till we can go next year. But I'm gearing up to film. I'm excited to be back in front of the camera. 2, this is a foundation review, which y'all know. If you don't, it's my absolute favorite thing to try in the makeup world and favorite videos to film. And 3, the best part about this is that it's a collaboration. And I don't do a ton of collaborations on my channel. And it's not because, you know, people come to me and I don't want to collaborate with them. It's just, it doesn't come up. This one's super exciting though, because this is with Risa Does Makeup. If you are subscribed to me, I am almost positive you're subscribed to her, but if not, be sure and definitely check out her video as well as her channel in general. I think you will love her. I know I do. She is based in Las Vegas. She used to freelance makeup artist, used to own a makeup boutique. She just is a true makeup lover, and I feel like it's so genuine that we connect on that level, if that makes sense. I love that she used to do makeup. I love that she has oily skin, so we have differing opinions, but we can help each other in that aspect of giving different reviews. She has really good taste in makeup, like really good taste in makeup. And I've been watching her since she was had like 5,000 subscribers, and I just love that she has blown up, and she's almost at 50,000 subscribers if she's not already by the time this posts. She's just a really genuine, down-to-earth, real woman who I really enjoy watching. So again, if you have not subscribed to her or watched her, be sure and check out all the links down below. She's awesome. But she has oily skin. I have normal to dry skin. So I thought this would be a great collaboration because she's going to give you one side of the spectrum in review, and I'm going to give you the other side. Let's tell you what we're actually reviewing, shall we? It is the Lawless Woke Up Like This Flawless Finish Makeup. Now, I knew this was coming out. I overnighted 2 colors to make sure I got my right color, so that I could have it before I went to Honduras. It's the only foundation I took with me to Honduras. I do not wear makeup every day in Honduras. I never wear it during the day because we're working, we're sweating, we're nasty, so I don't even try. I wear it on Sundays because it's church days and we don't work. I wear it on travel days, and I wear it at night if we go out to eat. So that's why I brought this foundation, and that's how I was able to wear it and test it for you so that I could get this review for you when I got back. Now, the Clean AF Woke Up Like This, but the AF doesn't stand for what you think it stands for. It stands for always free of stuff that's bad for you. So this is a clean makeup line. Annie Lawless is the founder, and she also has liquid lipsticks that have amazing reviews. I don't personally have any because I don't like matte lips, but they have really good reviews. So this is the packaging that it comes in, which is very sleek, very pretty. It's got that gorgeous like marble finish on the side. You open it up and it has the foundation in the center. I got 2 colors, Golden and Arizona. Arizona is just a tad better fit for me, but Golden is very close, very close. This is $46 and it comes in 20 shades. Again, I am in the color Arizona. And really quickly for its claims, it claims that it is full coverage. It's for sensitive, normal, dry, or combo skin. The finish is natural. And then it says, a foundation formulated for all skin types with buildable coverage and a fresh, radiant finish. So it says it's a natural finish and a radiant finish. It says it's for sensitive, normal, dry, combo, and then all skin types. I really think it's just sensitive, normal, dry combo is what they're marketing it towards. It says it won't clog pores. It wears comfortably throughout the day with a lightweight feel that won't fade or disappear. It has skin balancing oils including absentia and camellia oils and shea butter. Always read your ingredients. Some of y'all might be very sensitive to those ingredients that tend to be in more natural products, and I would hate for you to try this if you are. It's cruelty-free, non-comedogenic, silicone-free, isododecane-free, perfume free and non-toxic. It's formulated without sulfates, SLS, SLES, parabens, formaldehyde releasing agents, phthalates, mineral oil, retinol palmitate, oxybenzone, coal tar, hydroquinone, tricolzine, a lot of it. Okay, what else do I want to tell you about this? I don't think anything. We went over price, claims, how many colors, what color I am, the basis behind the foundation being a clean brand. Yeah, so if you're not familiar, I do really appreciate a clean foundation. My favorites are Osmosis and Ilia, but I have a few others that I really enjoy as well. So I was super excited to see this launch. If you want to see how Lawless works on my skin, be sure and watch. And don't forget to go check out Risa's channel. I cannot wait to see how she thinks of this foundation for her oily skin. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into application. Today I'm going to be using as a primer the DHC Velvet Skin Coat Primer. This is very silicone-y and very similar to the Smashbox, but I'm only going to put it right here, my T-zone. So I know probably a lot of people are like, why are you using a silicone primer when this foundation specifically has no silicones? And I will touch on that in the review portion of the video. So if you can see on my face, I'll zoom you in just a little bit. I have redness and my face is kind of mad at me because I've been out of the country and in different elements and using different water, and it's not the best today, but I am very red pretty much on both sides and my chin. And that's where I'm the most red, and it's really the biggest concern I have when it comes to foundations. I went ahead and color corrected off camera, and I mixed my Color Science Total Eye and my Armani. So let's go ahead and get into the foundation. And instead of giving like my full review on the application techniques and everything at the end, I'm just going to go through it while I'm applying it so I can tell you exactly how I found it best applies for me. One of the main problems that I have found with this foundation and technique, and one of the main negative reviews aside from color on Sephora, is that it's a cakey foundation. It very well and very easily can become a cakey foundation. I have found that this is so full coverage and so full of pigment that you really only need one pump for your entire face. If you do more than that, it won't look flattering. At least it doesn't on me. So I am taking one pump, and again, this is the shade Arizona, so you can see the consistency. It's not super watery, but it's definitely not thick. I mean, it's moving on my hand. So I'm going to pick that up on my finger, and I'm just going to dot it just like that around the side of my face. Now, my favorite way to apply this is with the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush to start with. This, I feel like, doesn't soak up as much product, and you can really make it go a long way, as you'll be able to see. So I'm just going to start stippling it in. I'm going to take whatever's left on the brush, go up on my forehead, because I don't have much redness up there, so I really just want to even the color out. And so I'm just going to really try to make that little bit that I put on go a far, long way. Really get up by the temples, and I'll do my neck in a minute, but I'm just going to do my jawline. So you saw, or you can see, how much I was able to manipulate that not even half of a pump that I used on this side of my face. I'll let you see the difference. So this has absolutely no foundation on, just that little bit of that silicone primer. And then this has the foundation. So I think it's full coverage. I don't see any redness. I don't even see where my redness starts right here. A lot of times if it's medium, I'll be able to see like the line of delineation from where my redness starts. And it is a nice luminous finish. Now, I said my skin is acting up. I can see some like bumps down here that are more prevalent with the foundation on than with not. So if you have a lot of texture, you need to keep that in mind. But we still are going to powder it. This is just upon first application. So let's see how far we can make the rest of this pump go on the other side of our face. I just don't feel like the brush holds on or soaks up too much product, which is going to make that one pump go by even faster, or last even longer, I guess you could say, versus using, you know, a couple pumps because the Beauty Blender sponge is soaking it up. But I will say that this is one of the few foundations that really looks the exact same with a brush as it does a sponge in the case of coverage. So the sponge may take a little bit more product. I can get the same amount of coverage with a sponge as I can with a brush, which is very non-typical. I feel like the sponge tends to shear foundations out, which is kind of the point of it. And I just don't seem to get the same amount of coverage. With the sponge and the brush on this, I really do. It does not compromise the coverage at all. So you can see that covered my entire face. And now I do need to match my neck to my arms. So I'm going to take the rest, which is probably a third of that pump, and spread it out over my neck. I learned the hard way that one pump is all you need. And there was one day that I wore this that I looked like a cake face. I was not happy. I could not wait to get my makeup off. And that's when I realized it can go bad very quickly if you use too much. So I used that entire pump. I got my entire face, my entire neck covered with one pump. Now, while I am fine with this finish, I like to, because I already have a dampened sponge around for what I know I'm going to be using my concealer for, and so I like to go in and just on the areas where foundations tend to kick up on me, which is just on my chin if they're going to, and right around my pore area, I just like to kind of press it in so it'll pick up any foundation that doesn't need to be there. Now, if you don't use a beauty blender for your concealer and don't already have one damp sitting around, don't take this extra step. You really don't need to. I just like to make sure that there's no excess, like nothing that could possibly settle into pores and make me look cakey around this area. Okay, so this is the finished look with the entire face done. I feel like it's more of a natural finish right now. I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit. Than if I were to have used a luminizing primer. And I'm going to get to that in the review. But right now, because of the primer I used, I really do find that it's more of a natural finish. So we are going to, or I am going to finish my makeup, and I'll be right back to give my final thoughts on the foundation. Okay, so I have finished my makeup. Now let's talk about what I think about the foundation. Today I used the Chanel powder. If you're new, this is my all-time favorite powder ever, period. End of story. I love this powder, and if this powder won't work with a foundation, it's likely I don't like the foundation. Now, this is the first time that I have tried the powder with this foundation, simply because I didn't travel with this. I traveled with my Galactic Luminous face powder and my Bare Minerals Hydrating Mineral Veil. The primers that I traveled with and used with it were my Dermalogica primer. I'll put like a picture of it in here so I don't have to go dig it out. The Becca Back First Light Priming Filter, the purple one, the Lancer Pore Primer, and the Color Science Bronzing Primer. So this is what I have determined. First, you know what, let's do a close-up so you can see what it looks like with everything on. Everything, like concealers and everything, I don't have any issue blending those in. I have yet to try cream, bronzer, or blush with it, simply because I knew I wasn't going to use that while I was traveling. But the way the concealers blend in with it, I don't envision that being an issue. But you can see this is my pore area. Now keep in mind I did use that pore filling primer and the rest of the face. All right, so here's my thoughts on the primers and powders. I truly feel like this takes on the finish of whatever primer and powder you use more to the extent of radiant finish powder. So like if I use a super matte primer and a super matte powder, I still feel like the luminosity will shine throughout the day. However, if I use a luminous primer and a luminous powder, no, it's not for me. It's way too shiny. For an example, I use the Becca First Light Priming Filter, which is not exactly like shimmer luminous. It just gives a really nice radiant finish to the skin. And then I set with the Galactic, I think they do call it a luminous face powder. No. Like an hour later, I was like, holy cow, can I please wash my face? I felt like every bump, every pore, every line, everything was emphasized. So I personally do not like it with luminizing products because I just feel like it's too much. So my favorites are things that will smooth out the skin, will help the luminous factor of the foundation from keeping the pores and the bumps too noticeable while still maintaining a natural finish, if that makes sense. So I do like things like the DHC. What's the other one I loved with it? The Dermalogica. You know what? All I have is this little bitty tube, but I love it. It's the Skin Perfect Primer, SPF 30. Love it with this. Love it. I love it with the Color Science. So it's all those like moussey, pore filling type consistencies I feel like work best with this foundation. Now, not all of those types of things have silicones in them, but a lot of times they do. So if you're buying this foundation simply because it doesn't have silicones in it and you're completely against silicones, you may not find that it sits that well on your pores. Even though it doesn't have silicones on it though, just to point out, I do find that it blends over silicone primers perfectly. As far as powders, I much prefer the hydrating mineral veil to the Galactic Luminous, again because it's more of a natural finish than a luminous finish. I'm really liking how the Chanel is looking so far. I think that as long as I stay within those lines and don't use luminous powders, I'm really going to enjoy it. So bottom line is, I just prefer to use it with more natural to pore filling primers and powder. If you have non-existent pores, I'm jealous, first of all, and second of all, you may not have an issue with it. I just find that, again, it just kind of emphasizes the pores. As far as wear time, really and truly, I only wore it during the night, except for on Sunday when we were in Honduras because we went to church and really didn't work as much on Sunday. So I was able to wear it all day on Sunday, and I wore it all day coming home. So I had it on from 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday until 2 o'clock this morning, I guess I should say. So what is that? 17 hours? Is that right? And I'm going to say it does not hold up as well as my Osmosis foundation, which on the way to Honduras, I used the Osmosis foundation, put it on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and took it off at midnight that night. Still looked exactly the same at midnight. So that still is the best, longest wearing, maintains the same face from the very beginning foundation that I own. But this doesn't break down on me. So it didn't look bad. It wasn't like it was patching off or creasing or anything like that. I just didn't feel like it wore as well as, say, my Osmosis foundation. It does not sink into my smile lines, which I can't always say for Osmosis. Most of the time it doesn't, but sometimes it kind of sinks in a little bit. And honestly, I smiled more on this trip than I have in months put together before this. So if it was going to sink in, it would have, and it didn't. So that's a huge plus in my book. Who do I think this is for? I absolutely, personally, and I'm really eager to see Risa's review because I personally do not think I could recommend it for oily skin. It's not marketed for oily skin. I just feel like it's going to break up and really start to emphasize things you don't want it to emphasize if you have super oily skin. Now, if you go in and prime super well with a mattifying primer and set super well, you probably could get a good 6 to 8 hours out of it. Maybe. Maybe. Let's just say this. I don't have oily skin, so I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't feel comfortable trying it on my oily skin clients. That makes any sense. And that's not a knock to the foundation because they don't market it to oily skin. So it's not a con. I'm just saying I don't think I would recommend it. Dry, even combo mature skin, I do think you would like it. Again, you're going to probably have to kind of figure out what the best combo for primer and powders is. But overall, I'm very happy with the foundation given that it is free of all the stuff you don't want in a foundation. Silicones, fragrances, phthalates, parabens, I mean everything toxic that is so prevalent in so many of the foundations out there, and it's really hard to buy nowadays. I'm really trying to stay away from at least fragrance because per federal law, you are allowed to put up to 5,000 different ingredients under the one word fragrance. So really, even when it says fragrance, you have no idea what you're really getting. So I'm trying to kind of steer clear of buying additional products with fragrance in it. So I love that this does not have, and again, does not have anything else that you're gonna be worried about. So while it does not beat out my Osmosis or even my Ilia, I do like this foundation. I do recommend it. I think if you are normal to dry to maybe even a little combo and you're eager to try it, definitely give it a go. If you have the Ilia and the Osmosis and you love it, probably could save yourself some money. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. But I do enjoy the foundations. So hopefully you found this review helpful, or at the very least entertaining. If you have come over from Risa's channel, welcome. I hope that you have decided to stay and hit that subscribe button. Or if you're from anywhere and haven't subscribed, please do so if you enjoy the content. I am gearing up to film lots of videos. I have a whole list of stuff I want to film for the upcoming weeks, and I don't want y'all to miss out. So as always, thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.